My name is Tom Weis, and I'm an associate professor of industrial design at a school called the Rhode Island School of Design. And I'm also the founder of a design group called the Altimeter Design Group, based here in the US. Okay, so expertise is a word that I rarely use to describe myself. I would say I'm an expert at knowing what I don't know, which is one of the reasons why I've become pretty good at building teams. And I would say that I like to build teams of creative thinkers, doers, makers that can take on a whole range of challenges. And so the work that I've been focused on since probably 2015 is really the intersection of design and different global security issues. So I wouldn't say I'm an expert at like a topic per se, but perhaps of a creative process. Yeah, my interest in the area was really a call to action. And so I was at a conference called PopTech. And actually, that was in 2015, fall of 2015. And I saw two speakers, Erica Gregory and Carl Robichaud. Erica's from N Square. Carl at the time was from the Carnegie Corporation. And they talked about engaging the public around nuclear issues. And it was really something I had never considered an everyday person could have any sort of relationship or sort of contribution to. So that was my introduction. And very quickly, I went from a conversation with folks at N Square to teaching courses at RISD that were looking at how we might use design methods and processes to reduce the threat of nuclear weapons. The folks at Highly Enriched asked me to talk a little bit about design thinking and how design thinking can be applied to teaching about new approaches to engage folks around nuclear issues. And oftentimes as professional designers, we're asked to talk about design thinking, but that's actually a term that we don't often use ourselves. And so one of the things that I like to do is talk a little bit about the roots of design thinking and what that was born out of when it came to in many ways, industrial design and the practices that took place when designers were first beginning to become interested, not in just the sort of industrial scale at which things were made, but how they address specific needs of people who might use the things that we design. So talking a little bit about the origins and the practices, everything from sort of ergonomics and human factors to the types of research methodologies or ways that designers sort of prototype ideas. So that was largely what my talk was focused on. I think, this along with many issues often feel like they are within the realm of somebody else to take care of. But if you really start to think about how citizens around the world have a sense of security, it starts on a personal level, and then it scales up to a local level, a community level. And we have touch points into all of those things. And I think sometimes we just forget that, that something so massive could be anything that we could have any type of relationship or connection to, or even a way of, I don't want to say influencing, but interacting with in some way or another. And so I think the more we're able to understand sort of the history of why and how we got to certain places that we're at, there's also many amazing ways that history has been changed by the actions of individuals. So I think it's to our benefit to understand even some of the basics of nuclear policy and what that means for the state of the world today.